Hey, welcome to Cow-Free Kicks. On this channel I review leather-free sneakers only, and thanks to a delayed delivery, this video is coming a few days later than I would have liked, but finally here is the review of the New Balance MSFTSrep 0.01s. Welcome to the channel. If you've not seen one of my videos before, I always look into 5 different categories when I review a pair of sneakers, and they are looks, comfort, weight, breathability and price. And then at the end of the video, I'll be giving these MSFTSrep 0.01s an overall rating out of 5 stars. If you do like what you see as you're going along and you want to show a little bit of extra support, please do not forget to click the little thumbs up like button below on your device. And whilst you're down there, you can also take time to subscribe to the channel. Every little really does help support the channel. So let's start this review off as we always do by checking them out on feet. MSFTSrep is short for Misfits Republic, and that is a brand that was created by the Smith siblings, Jaden, Willow, and the other one's name I can't quite remember, but all 3 of them created the brand back in 2015. This is their first collaboration with New Balance following Jaden's solo venture with them when he created the Vision Racers. For me, it doesn't quite work. Let's talk more about what they're trying to create and achieve with this, which is a classic upper with a contemporary mid and outsole unit to kind of mash up the 2 styles and create a shoe with a classic and contemporary feel. But overall, the biggest thing for me is these gaps in the midsole unit, and I really don't like the way that that looks on feet and in hand. I prefer a full midsole unit, but I appreciate they're trying to create something different and that stands out, but it just doesn't work for me overall. But first, let's talk about this classic upper. So the classic court upper is a tennis court shoe upper, and it's basically comes in this synthetic leather white detailing with New Balance branding in black on one side, and on the other side of the sneaker you've got the MSFTSrep branding. You move towards the heel of the shoe, there's some more New Balance branding in the black top that you get around the heel and the top of the foot entry part of the shoe, and then you've also got this black MSFTSrep branding towards the heel as well. When you move to the tongue of the sneaker, that's where the ode to the tennis court era comes from. You've got this kind of tennis ball style New Balance branding with the tennis court net that features behind it. You've got some nice textured laces that come with these, but overall it's pretty simple on the upper, just overlay after overlay of this synthetic leather branding, predominantly in white, and then you get it with the black hits like we spoke about. Then you move to this incredibly oversized, incredibly hardened, rubberized outsole midsole unit combination with these 2 cutaways, and you can see there's more black detailing where these are cut away. And if you move to the outsole of the sneaker that features in this off-white color, you can see that the cutaways do stop just as they start to enter the outsole, so they don't run all the way through the bottom of the shoe, and that's obviously there probably for more stability and to make sure that the outsole doesn't fall apart. But just aesthetics wise, I just don't like the combination of the 2 styles. I don't like the fact they've tried to create a tennis skate shoe. It just doesn't work for me. It might work for some people, but looks wise, they don't score highly. Next, I want to move on to their comfort, where I want to put this chunky midsole to the test on my back doorstep. So I do the step test to show you if there's any bounce and give and responsive bounce back from midsole units in the toe, the middle of the foot and the heel of the foot as well. But you can see I was putting as much pressure as I could on all 3 areas of this chunky, hardened, rubberized outsole, and sadly I got absolutely 0 response. Now there is quite a nicely gelled insole that fits inside the shoe, and it does provide a little bit of cushion, but to be honest, these are absolutely dead underfoot. It's like walking on wood. I just did not feel like they gave me any responsive bounce back at all. And with these cutaways here, I've almost felt like the shoe was forced to bend in areas where it didn't quite feel quite natural for it to bend. And it just, overall, I just did not like how these felt on feet underneath the foot. Now on top of your feet, they are nicely padded like a classic shoe would be, with the heel padding, the tongue's nicely padded, there's nice padding on the inside of this synthetic leather detailing as well. But fit-wise, they do fit very narrow. Now I've got slightly wider than average feet. So if you are, like me, suffering slightly from wide feet, I'll definitely go half a size up, because the toe box on these and the shoe in general is quite narrow, and it does come to quite a narrow point at the end of the sneaker. So whilst lengthwise they felt okay, I just did feel like everything was a bit crushed up because they do run quite narrow. And I don't like narrow looking sneakers on my feet, and just the overall aesthetic of that as well doesn't please me either. So whilst they do offer a nice amount of padded comfort on top of the foot, just completely too dead for me under feet. Now I want to move on to their weight, where I'm going to pop them on the scales. Believe it or not, I do not make these videos in one take, and after shooting this for some time, my fingers are feeling the strain of how heavy these sneakers are. Coming in at over 450 grams per shoe, that's nearly a kilogram of weight on your feet. And considering some of the other sneakers that I review, most of them predominantly come between 350 grams below. Anything above 400 grams is considered heavyweight, so anything above the 450 mark is getting into the extremely heavy category, and they do feel so heavy in hand and on feet. And for me, that kind of ruins the comfort ride as well that you get with them, because I don't want to be lugging around heavy sneakers all day if I'm going to have these as an all-day wear. So again, another thing that really marks these sneakers down for me. Now I want to move on to their breathability, where I want to pump this synthetic leather upper full of smoke to see how breathable it is. And you can see from the smoke test that no smoke escaped from this upper. The only area the smoke escaped from was from this slightly perforated tongue that you've got on these sneakers, but predominantly from the gaps that you find either side, just where I'm getting my fingers in there, where the synthetic leather meets this padded tongue. That's the only areas where the smoke can escape, and when that happens, it's because it's forced out of there, because no other part of the shoe is breathable. So sadly, these are going to offer you pretty much zero breathability. Now we are moving into the winter where I am, so that might be something that's a plus, but I really don't like having hot, sweaty feet. So for me, it does mark them down again. And now we're going to talk about their price. Now these came in at £110 for me, and normally I don't mind if a sneaker is, you know, a little bit higher priced if it's going to give me something that scores highly in all of the areas where I look at when I review sneakers. But sadly, it scores so low in every area that these for me are definitely overpriced, and I don't think these should be any more than £90, £95 per shoe. So that's going to bring me on to my overall score. And I really don't like to do this, because I do like Jaden Smith and I do like what he's trying to create with some of the sneakers that he's making and the brand. But overall, I can't give these more than 1 star. And it's my first 1-star review of the year. And it's just because I didn't get any enjoyment out of these shoes. Looks-wise, they're just not for me. They don't offer any comfort, zero breathability. They're way too heavy, and I think they are too overpriced. So if you are looking for a shoe that just looks like this, then fair enough. If you're not expecting anything back from it, then you might feel that they're going to offer more than 1 star on your feet. But for me, they just don't offer enough to get more than that 1-star grade in. Now, if you've liked what you've seen today, please do not forget to give the video a thumbs up right before you leave. You can also follow me on Instagram. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.